What is your American dream?
My American dream is that we just stop talking about walls. You know, a society without walls. That's my American dream.
I pray for, everyone to be happy and be at peace.
People come to this country for the same reasons. They try to get away from what's going on at home, and we should embrace each other. Got two things. I hope that Spanish is prosperous for our son Dion, who's 8 years old now, and we hope that he will be taking over our company in the future.
My American dream is I have to successful my every single thing because I have one daughter and my wife. So that's I want my good hard work and give it to them.
My American dream is one day I have my home pancake all over the place.
I'm living it. The fact that I'm able to open up my own food truck and be able to represent my culture and be able to expose it and just kind of create unity representing Ethiopians and Eritreans.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Oh! Hello, everybody! Groundhog Sam here! I'm at Clinton Atlantic Trees today on Clinton and Atlantic Avenues in Brooklyn, New York. Why? Because I'm going to surprise Brad and everybody at the office, the Brad Show Live team, with a Christmas tree for the holidays. It's amazing over here. Okay, time to go look for trees. Come with me. Let's go. This is just amazing. Every year around Christmas in New York City and the surrounding areas, people sell Christmas trees on the sidewalks. It's like the country comes to the city in New York. Groundhog Sam is truly really happy right now. I mean, look at me. I'm surrounded by greenery and my true environment. How can I not be happier? Oh, I'm so glad I get to bring something green back to the office for everyone. All right, let's try to find a tree that's small enough for me to bring back. I mean, I have to go over the Brooklyn Bridge and everything to get back to the office. I can't get anything too large. I mean, look at this thing. This thing looks like it's 6 feet tall. There's no way I'm getting this back to the office. There's no way. Okay, well, this is a medium tree. This might be a little bit easier for me to burrow back with, but I think it's still a little too big. I'm gonna keep hunting. Wow, what is this? This is really close now. I think this is manageable. Oh, it still might be a little tough. Gosh, I wish I was bigger. That's what you get for being a groundhog. Tallness is not one of our strong suits. Oh my gosh, this is it. I found the tree. Look. Oh, what do you think, Brad Squad? I think this is the one. Look at this. It's groundhog size, but it's still large enough to be cheery for everybody at the office. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Maybe Brad will even put it on the desk. Oh, okay, this is the one. Let me find someone. Hello, kind sir.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Groundhog Sam. What's your name?
My name is Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. Aaron, I've been searching all over your establishment, and I finally found the perfect tree. I'm going to be able to burrow back to Manhattan with this. I love it.
Really?
Yes. I'm so excited. I'm really...
So you want this tree right here?
Yes, please. How much would it be?
This is $20.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back with the money. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, so nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, that feels so good under the chin. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, listen, do you have any twine or something? Maybe you can strap this to my back so that, it's easier to burrow back to Manhattan with it?
Of course, I'll find you something to put it on.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. You've been so helpful. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. Here's the tree. Okay. Yay. Well, I did it. I got the Christmas tree back to the office. This is it. It's beautiful. Groundhog Sam's first Christmas tree. Of course, the star of my life is the star at the top of the tree. Brad. Anyway, I can't wait for him to see the tree. It really gives a nice holiday spirit to the whole office. Woohoo, glad to oblige. Anyway, did you miss the last episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias went out on the street and tested people's knowledge of their favorite sports stars. Are they American born or immigrant? It was really fun, and you don't always know the answers to everything you think you do. And now, the moment you've the brightest star of them all in my book. That topper really brings the whole tree together.
Welcome, everybody. December 11th is Bradshaw Live. We've been off the air for the last couple of days because I had a throat issue. I was talking like this. The doctor said, don't talk anymore. But it worked. I didn't talk. I learned a little sign language. I was like, stop, come. I learned that. Stop, come. Stop, come. That's all I know. Okay, but it worked. I was able to communicate with everybody. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias and Belgium Kim, how are you?
Hello. What's up?
And now, as soon as I start talking again, I feel my voice I'm losing it again.
It's
in
slipping
like
away.
30 seconds.
Oh,
30
no.
seconds into the
I was
show.
gonna say, yeah.
It was so good the first minute.
It was. You really
it was
held
strong.
on.
I came in strong.
Your narration of Groundhog Sam was really
Fabulous.
strong off the
Yes,
air.
Yes. And by the way, there is nowhere in the world that you can get that Christmas ornament other than at Bradshaw Live.
That's true.
Brad Bernstein Christmas ornament. You can't get it anywhere else.
I loved
There's
it.
nowhere else you can get it.
iTubeTV on YouTube said that it was kind of creepy.
Yeah, I may agree with that.
I was going to say, that's what I responded. I said, I tend to agree.
I may agree with him. Only a groundhog would do that.
Yeah.
If he weren't a groundhog, this would start to get very worrisome at this point.
I agree. And by the way, I do not take any credit for that.
No.
Okay, I saw the Brad Bernstein ornament for the first time in the little 4-minute. By the way, Sam's intros are getting longer and longer by the day now, right?
Listen, by next year, it's
by
gonna
next
be.
year, it's going to be like the Brad and Sam show,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
He's getting in there. It'll be like Brad and Sam. Right?
Slowly wiggling us out.
Yeah.
Should we be worried about
Can you imagine if, like, all of a sudden the puppet starts asking him the immigration questions in social media?
I gotta be honest.
That would be ridiculous, right? All of a sudden, like, there's a puppet asking the immigration questions.
What very little ego I have would really take a hit. It would really take a hit.
That would be crazy.
Sorry, Groundhog Sam.
So anyway, we got to say hello to the squad, Jonathan, Yo-Yo Elias, and Belgium
Yeah.
Kim. Dane C, welcome. And Jella Shauna says, hey, y'all, squad up. Christy Consali, hello, everybody. I see squad up is continuing.
Yes.
Of course.
It has not stopped.
They love it.
It's continuing. Dane, welcome also with squad up. And Jella Shauna, happy Tuesday, Brad. Welcome back. Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody. And thanks for joining us again.
Yes.
Yannick Sterlis, hello, Brad Squad. And Chanel Nas says, hey, peeps, what's up? And who else we got here? Marjorie Thompson and Cece Mitchell, Pauline Williams, Kamisha Theowell, Carol Anderson the Tiger, Dionne Watson. I said Akeem the Genius. Because he's a genius.
He's such a genius.
He's such a genius. He's such a genius that he's asking his immigration question right up front,
Right.
so he can be first in line.
He knows.
Tamika Nelson, how are you? Andre Spencer's, hello everybody. Deanna Hafner, yes, Queen Show is back.
Yes, Queen.
Oh, yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, it's okay.
I got it wrong.
Right.
I'm not hip though. Angela Barrett, how you doing? And who else we got here? Joy Palmer says, hi, Brad Squad. Welcome back. And the entire crew. Asset Lindo says, talk softly, Brad. Yeah, I should have started to talk softly. I was like, I got all excited because I haven't talked
Right.
in like 72 hours, literally.
How have you survived?
Stop. Come. Stop. Come. That's basically it.
Those are the.
But
I don't hear you. I know that one too.
How about like if you want to order food
Right.
or something like
Stop, come.
You know,
Stop,
you ever
come.
see? What was that? It was it? I think it was Nelson Mandela's funeral, where the
interpreter that said nothing?
The sign language interpreter that was doing that. Did you know about that?
Was that at
I think
his
it was
funeral?
Nelson Mandela's funeral.
His memorial
At his
in the
memorial,
stadium.
In the stadium,
Yeah.
and she was just making up
Are
the
you
language.
serious?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last 72 hours. But I didn't do it
Right,
on
because I don't
national-
think this really means
That
stop and
doesn't
come.
mean- Yeah, that's all I know how to do. Right. So.
Those are also two weird things to really need.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
And then it was like, no, that, that. And then I'm like,
Why you have to touch your nose though?
I don't know why, but that's what I was saying.
That.
Yeah, because it was funnier. It was funnier to do it that way.
Right.
And then after a while, I'm like, screw it. I started talking.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't help it, but I was supposed to not talk. Shania Friends, how are you? And Shirley Stedman says, hello, miss your show. I am feeling better. Thank you very much. I actually was at the doctor today. In Belgium, Kim, because I wasn't in the office today mostly. I was at the doctor most of the day today, at the voice doctor. So Belgium, Kim, and Jonathan said, what did the doctor say?
Yeah.
I said, I'm fine. I go, what do you mean I'm fine? You don't sound fine. So she goes, what did the doctor say? I said, what do you want to hear? Did I have like 6 months to live?
No,
I didn't want to hear that.
no.
Right.
We want the truth.
So I said, the truth is they took my blood. I have no idea. So that's basically it. And on YouTube, Afzal A, squad up, Carol Anderson the Tiger, watching on both Ruthie Cutie. Good afternoon, good evening, squad, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio. That's Leonardo DiCaprio's younger cousin. Younger cousin. Says, hello, everybody. Younger cousin, Leonardo DiCaprio. Right.
I love Jonathan's reaction. Was like, really? Leonardo DiCaprio in our combo?
Yes. He was not in the Titanic, but he did take a Carnival cruise with us. Right.
That tilted real hard.
That tilted really hard. Right. Tanisha Tennant, how are you? Jean Love, Lady Leah, and who else we got here? iTube DV.
Yeah.
Aha. Okay. Battle Will says, hey. Brooklyn Ricky says, is it Brooklyn Ricky? I always say it's Brooklyn Ricky, but it's just BK Ricky. It could be Burger King Ricky.
It could be Burger King.
You
It could be
don't know.
Belgium Kim Ricky.
It could be cool with the K.
It could be cool with a K.
If it's be cool with a K, it's not very cool.
That is cool.
It could be short for back Ricky.
Back
BK. I don't know.
That seems like the least likely
yes,
threat.
yes. Belgium Kim Ricky. I don't know.
That seems most
That's
likely,
yes.
I've decided.
Princess Black says, hi, Yo-Yo, squad up, welcome back.
Yes.
She also says, hi, Brad Bernstein, squad up,
Woo.
welcome back.
Yes.
And by the way,
Yeah.
not to be forgotten, she also says, hi, Kimberly, squad up, welcome back.
Full government. I like it.
By the way,
Kimberly.
she also has to say, hi, Groundhog Sam, squad up, welcome back.
Of course he gets his love.
Princess Black is woke as hell. She's given equal opportunity love to everyone in this
All right,
squad.
so that's where we're at. So before we get into our little schmooze here, let me see. I don't have this up yet. I don't even know if anybody is on called about immigration questions because I've been away so long. This was. Let's see. We got 4 people on hold already.
That makes sense.
That means that it should be more
that
people.
means that there's going to be a lot of people calling with immigration questions.
Yep.
Call up.
So call right now, 1-800-529-5465. And Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, why don't you just tell everybody to please share out of the kindness of their heart, because it is the Christmas giving season.
It
okay?
is.
And if you don't, we're not going to give away anything, but just do it for the Christmas spirit. How's
Absolutely.
that? How's that?
that.
Christmas,
Absolutely.
Let's see a little Christmas spirit.
I love that.
Christmas spirit, guys. So now listen up. You guys see that Brad is not feeling all the way 110%, but he comes here just to make sure that you guys get your immigration questions answered. And the only way we can make sure that that happens is if you guys share. And how do we share, Kim?
You guys, you just saw that graphic. You already know. You're going to hit that little button. You know how to share, Jonathan. You do it all the time.
All the time.
You're going to hit that little button. It says share. You're going to share it onto your group, and onto your own timeline, onto friends' timelines, groups that you're a member of. And for those watching on YouTube, you're going to copy the link and you're going to paste it in all of your messaging apps and tell your friends that Brad Bernstein is back and ready to answer some immigration questions.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, we got to go span the world. I got a whole set of cards here with news.
Yeah, you do.
There's something that we call schmoozing with Brad. So, by the way, did you see today? I actually saw this. I actually watched about 5 minutes of it. And at first, it was the Donald Trump live, TV thing with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. And Donald Trump calls them Chuck and Nancy.
Right.
Right. And at first, and it was a fight over the border wall and shutting down the government. And at first I thought, and there they are. We'll talk about what they said in a second. At first I said, what a joke this is. It's so staged and canned for the cameras and the TV. And I said, is this what politics has come down to? And then I thought about it more, and I said, you know what? It's really a good thing. It's really a good thing. Back like 200 years ago, when they were debating the Constitution of the United States, people would literally stand up on a soapbox and sit there and argue with each other in the town square.
Right.
And if anybody knows anything about history, there was the Federalist Papers. I'm sure you saw Hamilton.
I did.
Right.
Twice.
And and there was Thomas Jefferson was on one side.
Yep.
Right. And who was on the other side?
The French?
No, in the Federalist Papers, they were debating on whether they should have a strong U.S. government.
Well, it was Hamilton and Jefferson.
Right.
And Aaron Burr kind of
Correct,
in there. But
right. And there was a whole debate on whether or not they should have a strong federal government, states' rights, and they would literally stand up on soapboxes and argue with each other, and try to get their points across.
Right.
And you want to know what? It kind of reminded me of that in a little bit here. And here they were, the Democrats and the Republicans are Trump in a live press conference, literally arguing about whether or not there should be a border wall, whether or not it should be funded.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? After I thought about it, I said, that's good for democracy.
Huh.
That was my thought after I thought it was all canned and staged.
It's true. I did like the way that they were kind of taking barbs at each other. Is that right?
So
Taking shots at each other.
So Trump said, if we don't get what we want, and I'm quoting him, one way or the other, I'm going to shut down the government. Okay. He said I'm proud to shut down the government for border security. I will take the mantle of shutting it down. And then Nancy Pelosi responded, okay, we're going to call this the Trump shutdown.
Right.
Okay, now the worst thing, Trump stuck his foot in his mouth. Because the worst thing in the world is to take responsibility for shutting down the government.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because most Americans say, come on, this is stupid already.
Yeah.
You sound like little children shutting down the government. I
Right.
don't get what I want, so I'm going to. So whoever ends up taking responsibility for the shutdown usually loses these fights.
Right.
And Trump, who's a pretty smart politician, but in this case, I would say, made a huge mistake by taking responsibility for shutting down the government here.
Yeah.
So now, how is this all going to play out? Well, if the government shuts down, we get questions about this all the time on VAWA cases. VAWA, the Violence Against Women's Act, the battered spouse cases, that has been funded through December 21st. After that, it's over. There's no funding for it anymore. There's no more law. It sunsets. So if Trump actually shuts down the government, and there is no deal in place, and there's no deal in place for VAWA, plus funding 6 other, government agencies and funding bills and everything else, not only is the government going to shut down, but it's going to affect a lot of people's immigration cases, their VAWA cases.
Wow.
It's just going to come to a halt.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean immigration is going to throw away the cases. Not going to throw them in the garbage. Immigration is going to wait to see what the result is of this government shutdown, if it actually happens, and whether VAWA will be funded and continue or not. But certainly, this is not just about border walls. This is about VAWA. This is about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Trump wants $5 billion for this wall. Now he started off. Now the reason why he's doing this is because he was $5 billion. What did I say? 5 million? I said 5 million. It's $5 billion.
$5 billion.
So he started Donald Trump. He started his campaign. He was in like 1%. Nobody thought he was. Everyone thought he was a joke.
Absolutely.
And to this day, some people think he's a joke, including the 3 people at this desk.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But when he started his campaign, everybody thought this guy was a joke.
Yes.
There's no way in the world he's going to win the Republican convention, win the presidency. And the first thing he started off with is, we're going to build a wall.
Right.
I know how to build a wall. We're going to build this wall. It's going to be a big, shiny wall. It's going to be bigger. Every time the Democrats say no, I'm going to make it taller. Remember he said that?
Yes.
And we're going to get Mexico to pay for it.
Right.
Okay. Well, he hasn't built anything yet.
Right.
There's been no wall built. There is a prototype of the wall he's standing in front of. That's about it.
Right.
That's what the wall is supposed to look
That's
like?
what, probably. I
One
don't
of,
know.
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. That's what Julian, the TriCaster guy, says the wall's going to look like. I don't know. I'm not a construction guy. But
Julian, the TriCaster guy, definitely is.
But he said, we're going to build this big shiny wall. But so far, there's been no wall. Mexico hasn't paid for anything yet.
Yeah.
And he has to, when the election comes around again, when the election comes around again in 2020, what was his number one campaign process?
Exactly.
Promise. I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to have Mexico pay for it. Okay. Now he can't even get anybody to pay for it.
Right.
He can't get the Democrats to pay for it. He can't get the Republicans to pay for it. And he only has about 3 weeks left to get this wall built, which is why we're at this stage now, which is why Trump and Nancy and Chuck are at this press conference debating about whether to have a wall or not. There's only 3 weeks left that Donald Trump has to build this wall. Because come January, the Democrats are going to take over the House of Representatives. And once they take it over, there's no way in the world they would ever fund it.
Right.
So there's only 3 weeks left for the Republicans to figure out how to fund this wall. So Trump says, this is it. I'm going to shut down the government because I know in January the wall's never going to be built. And his number one campaign promise that I'm going to build this big shiny wall.
Right.
I'm going to have Mexico pay for it. But now we're going to have the Americans pay for it.
Oh, hell no.
There's going to be no wall ever built.
Yeah.
Now Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer say the wall's immoral.
Right.
I don't have the quote here, but I know they said it because I watched today. The wall is immoral, ineffective, and a waste of taxpayer money.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I would agree with all three.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And so at the end, Trump is taking responsibility for shutting down the government. And Chuck Schumer afterwards said, I think the president threw a temper tantrum.
And that's exactly what it was. I watched part of this. Like, that is exactly, you could tell. I also loved that Nancy Pelosi was like, the facts that he had like this little note card full of factoids. And Nancy Pelosi was like, I would like an independent company to verify all of the completely incorrect things that you just said.
There's nothing factual on his cards.
Right.
Let's watch and see.
You did 20 times you have called for, I will shut down the government if I don't get my wall. None of us have said.
You want to know something? I am proud to shut down the government for border security, Chuck.
Jeez.
I'm proud to shut down the government.
Yes.
People are going to be without jobs over the holidays. This is not the time.
Yeah, that's a really good time. It's a really good time on December 21st.
Right.
4 days before Christmas, not to pay the government workers.
Right. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Insane.
So we'll see what happens there. I don't think it's going to shut down.
You don't think so?
I don't either. I feel like they're like
But
empty
listen,
promises.
listen.
just
Every
empty
time it
threats.
shuts down, the person responsible for shutting it down loses.
Right. And now she's officially coined it the Trump shutdown.
Yes. So meanwhile, the Time Person of the Year for 2018 is the journalists who are under attack. The cover shows the Saudi columnist Jamal Khashoggi, who was killed by all accounts. I mean, everybody says it's undisputed that the Prince of Saudi Arabia, what's his name?
Mohammed bin
MBG, what they call him?
MBS.
MBS, they call
Mohammed
him.
bin Salman?
Yeah. Mohammed bin Salam killed him or directed his killing.
Right.
And journalists have been under attack the entire year by Donald Trump. You know, people follow, words mean things. So when Donald Trump says journalists are the enemy of the people, people start acting out like
They
that.
listen. Yeah.
They listen. Okay, I'm not, and this prince in Saudi Arabia thought he was going to get away with it.
Yeah.
And now people don't believe what they see in the news. They don't believe what they hear in the news. Not to say everything in the news is truthful and factual. It's not.
Right.
But for the most part, journalists go out and try to present, the facts. Every journalist always twists the facts to their point of view. So you have to always understand there's a point of view that's being presented with these facts. But I don't, the way Trump makes it out is that everybody's lying.
Right.
And I think the biggest liar is Trump himself.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the issue is going to hit newsstands later in the month, and Time calls the newspaper reporters guardians in a struggle against lies and misinformation that has pit news agencies against political groups and governments around the world. Worldwide, a record number of journalists, 262 in total, were imprisoned in 2017.
Wow.
More journalists were imprisoned in 2017 than at any other time in the history of the world. And it's no coincidence that it all started with Donald Trump saying that, journalists are the enemy of the people. This year alone, the United States fell to number 45 in the World Press Freedom Index, compiled by Reporters Without Borders, putting it behind Romania and South Korea.
Oh
that
my
Romania and
God.
South Korea has a more free press than the United States of America right now.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, there was 4 sensational murders of journalists this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
4?
The Capital Gazette newsroom, those were the people who were killed in Annapolis, Maryland in June.
Yeah.
Remember the guy who walked in and started shooting up the newsroom? Then there was a Filipino journalist by the name of Maria Ressa. She was the CEO of the digital news outlet Rappler, and she chronicled the violent drug war by President Rodrigo Duterte in the Philippines. She was murdered. There was a Reuters photographer, Walon and Kwei Se-u. They were jailed in Myanmar, and they were sentenced to 7 years in prison in September on charges that they illegally possessed official documents, which the news agency says they neither sought nor read. And then, of course, there's Jamal Khashoggi and his corpse, Jamal Khashoggi, who was killed in the Saudi Arabian consulate in Turkey, who is a lawful resident of the United States of America.
Yeah.
His body has never been found.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we talked about the Violence Against Women Act.
We did.
Right, and I can't go into Manafort and Cohen. They're going to jail.
That's a lot to
riddance.
unpack
riddance to
right
them,
now.
right?
Yeah.
And
God, yes.
and
Take 'em
finally, John Kelly is leaving the White House. You know who John Kelly is? He's the chief of staff. Now, why that's amazing is because everybody leaves the White House. Nobody could work with this guy.
100%.
Okay. Now, when President Obama was president, Donald Trump had sent out a very famous tweet. I don't know if we have it or not, Jill. And the tweet said something to the effect that, you know, Barack Obama in his first 3 years had 3 chief of staffs, and then his last 5 years had 1. So in total, Obama had 4 chief of staffs over an 8-year period. The first 3 years, he had 1 each consecutive year. Okay, there's the tweet. And could somebody read it because I can only
Okay, let me see it one more
back
time.
up, please.
It says 3 chief of staffs in less than 3 years of being president. Part of the reason why Barack Obama can't manage to pass his agenda.
And that was what date?
And that was
January
January
10th,
10th, 2012.
Okay, so Donald Trump. Okay, so Donald Trump, tweets this out.
Right,
Okay,
in 2012.
Obama in 2012.
Right.
Obama can't manage crap.
Right.
Because he's had 3 in 3 years, and then he had his 4th for the final 5 years.
Right.
Donald Trump, in 2 years, is going on his 3rd.
Right.
Jeez.
He's
he's doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing. He's
Faster.
worse.
Right.
He's faster. He's faster. So ironically, Trump berated Obama for having 3 chief of staffs in less than 3 years in 2012. But this will be Trump's 3rd chief of staff in less than 2 years. And it's also important to note that Barack Obama's chief of staff left to pursue political offices. So one was Rahm Emanuel, who went to become the mayor of Chicago, and I don't know who the other one was. I don't remember off the top of my head. I remember it was Rahm Emanuel.
Daley was there.
But they both left for other jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. In this particular case, all 3 either got fired or like, I quit. I can't handle this.
Right, or pushed out. Like Reince Priebus was
Right.
just totally pushed out.
Right. So that's what's going on. Oh, I want to talk about this too, and then we'll go to answering immigration questions.
Okay.
Right.
The Trump Organization in Bedminster, New Jersey. There's the Winter White House, which they call Bedminster, New Jersey, which is his Trump national course that sometimes Trump goes to.
Right.
And then there's also the Winter White House down in Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
So Trump always travels between Bedminster and Mar-a-Lago.
God forbid he actually does any work in the White House.
The maid, the housekeeper, who goes and cleans up after Donald Trump, makes his bed, cleans his bathroom, cleans the other bathrooms. She's illegal.
Wow.
Yes,
What?
yes, she is illegal. Victorina Morales said in an interview Friday, she can't go back to Guatemala because her family has received death threats. But she felt she had to stand up for other workers without legal documents at the Trump Bedminster Club, who have been ridiculed by a supervisor there, being called donkeys and dogs. And of course, Trump calls them a lot worse, called them criminals and rapists.
Right. Absolutely.
And Morales said that there's at least a dozen workers there at the Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster that are there illegally.
And that's just
And
so that's
working
just one club.
Yes. And you know, it's very easy to go pick on everybody until you get cheap labor from them, right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, with that being said, we got to answer your immigration questions. So if you call right now, 1-800-529-5465, we're going to be answering your immigration questions right now in something that we like to call with immigration questions. I'm going to answer them. Yo, Elias, do you have any? Maybe you want to answer the immigration questions today.
Oh no.
You want to answer them today?
Y'all don't want me to.
You don't want you to?
Nah.
Whatever the question's going to be, y'all think it'll be like, it's the I-130.
Yeah, right.
It's the I-130.
Why-
Bauer cases.
Yes, it's the I-130. I was like, I have the form here. It's the I-130.
We should totally play like buzzword bingo one day, and it includes words like adjustment of status.
What is the drinking game? Like every time somebody says something, we have to do a shot?
That I could play.
That would be hilarious.
Every time you say the I-130, we have to take
a shot.
That would be one wasted shot.
That would be. All right, so call right now, 1-800-529-5465. We're going to go to Dwayne in Queens, New York, who's been waiting a while. Dwayne.
Hello,
Dwayne. How you doing?
Hello?
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm good. How are you? Are you okay?
I am wonderful, thank you. Well, I'll tell you the truth, I'm not so wonderful, but we'll say I'm wonderful. Go ahead.
Okay. Nice to hear that. Just have a little question. I was in a small accident on the 11th.
You okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, and I'm good. I'm good. It's just a small thing, and the police came and charged me for a DWI. But I booked a trip from October, so I'm just asking, would it be a problem for me to go?
Well, you have a green card?
I just filed for the 10-year green card now, but I went through a 2-year green card though.
And the answer is yes, because you haven't been found guilty of anything yet. So absolutely go.
Yeah, because I have a court date. They set a next court date for me.
Yeah, go enjoy your trip. And if it ends up being a DUI and not a DWI, that's not even a deportable or an admissible offense. So before you plead,
it's a DWI.
A DUI, it can't be a DWI.
Yeah.
Okay. But come see me before you plead guilty to anything, if you're going to plead guilty to anything. But go enjoy your trip right now.
Okay.
You haven't been found guilty of anything yet.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, let's go to Tony in San Benito, California. Tony.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, Brad. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, Brad, in fact, you are just wonderful. You and your crew. You guys are wonderful.
Thank you. Wait a second. Jonathan in Belgium, can you take a quick... Tony says you guys are wonderful.
Thank you, Tony.
All right,
where are you from, Tony?
He's from San Benito, California.
Like where?
Where are you originally from?
He sounds Nigerian.
Yes, I am. You guys are doing an awesome job.
Tony from San Benito, California, via Nigeria.
Jonathan, how did you know? How did you know where I'm from?
My dad is Nigerian from Lagos.
Oh my God! Really?
Yes, and you sound like him.
Wouldn't that be funny if Tony said, "My dad is Nigerian from Lagos too"?
Probably. What part of Nigeria are you from?
You guys are truly awesome.
Okay. All right, let's get to his question. All right, what's your question?
Okay. Brad, please, you really have to be patient with me. I'm not a fast talker.
Okay.
The other time you made jest of me. I was really,
What I do? I made fun of you?
Yeah. No, not a problem. Anyway, just saying. Right. On the lighter side, anyway.
Okay. What's going on?
This is my question, Brad. Wow. My wife and I had a green card marriage-based interview a few days ago. Mm-hmm. The interview went well. We provided answers to all our questions asked. We even submitted extra evidence like life insurance, car insurance, bank statements, internet bills, driver's license with both our addresses on them, electricity bills, tenancy ledger, greeting cards, furniture receipts, and so on.
Sounds good.
At the end of the interview, the officer said it looked like my background check was not completed, but everything else was okay. And his supervisor will need to finalize on it. He even told us a story about himself and everything. It was really good.
Wonderful. He liked you. Good.
Yeah. So he took his time to explain to us, my wife and I, about the 2 years conditional green card, starting from the day of interview.
You know what?
And the next-
All of this sounds good because if the officer was like suspected fraud or anything, or didn't, you know,
No.
You know,
He
if
didn't
he did,
suspect
I know it's a good
anything.
match, right? But if he suspected anything, like was he wouldn't be so chummy with you. So sounds good so far.
It was all nice.
Right.
Yeah. Then our worry is this.
What?
He didn't stamp the usual temporary green card stamp on my passport. And he didn't collect my work authorization. And the I-94,
because he didn't approve you
usually
yet.
do.
Because he did not approve you yet. He said your background check's not cleared. So basically, what he has done is he approved your. We're making it. I'm going to say the I-130 again. So Jonathan, you have to take a shot. Okay, but he approved your I-130, which is you and your wife are in a legitimate, valid marriage. The I-45 is the adjustment. He has not approved that yet, so he couldn't stamp your green card. And the reason he couldn't approve it yet is because your background check didn't clear.
Okay. Another question. I have 3 questions. This is the second one.
Okay.
If our green card is approved, please, how long does it take to appear in the online status?
It should be within days of one another.
Okay, like the I-130 you said that was probably approved now. I've been
Correct.
checking the online status since we came. Nothing like that.
Right.
Nothing is approved.
Okay,
Two of them.
I'm just telling you based on what you're telling me. I mean, I don't know for a fact because I wasn't there, but based on what
Yeah.
you're telling me, it sounds like he's going to approve the I-130 and he's going to approve your adjustment once your background check clears.
Oh, okay. Then the last question, Brad. I have a master's degree in management sciences from my country, in the National University. With my work authorization, can I use those certificates from my country to search for a job here?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah. You have a work
Wow.
permit. You can go work anywhere you want. You can do anything you want. You can put on your resume, I have this master's degree, and then when you go on the interview, and you could say, here's my degree, here's my transcript, however you want to do it, of course.
I don't have the transcript, but I have the original certificates with me.
Of course, you can, just like anybody else. You know, if I was looking for a job, I have a bachelor's degree from University of Michigan. I have a JD from Brooklyn Law School, and I could go look for a job and put it on my resume.
Okay, I was wondering that being a certificate from a third world country, they wouldn't accept it here in America.
Well, that's the individual employer, but certainly if you went to that school, then put it down on your resume. Why wouldn't you?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so
Good luck
much,
with
Brad.
that. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right, I went through that whole call and didn't make fun of him.
I know. I think he was happy.
He was very happy with that.
I like Tony.
I
from
don't
San
know how
Benito.
great of a point that is, though.
Well, he said the last call I made fun of him.
That's
and,
true.
you know,
Gold star for you.
Yes, gold star for me. So I thought I did a better job with him.
That's
this
true.
time.
No, you're very thorough.
Made you
Oh,
feel
thank you.
better, right?
It made me feel good.
Good.
I like helping people. I do. I really do like helping people.
No, I know you
But
do.
sometimes, and this is all honesty, sometimes you just have to, like, humor yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
just to,
Right.
because that's the type of personality I am. But it doesn't mean I'm actually making fun of the person.
Right.
You've also been answering the same immigration questions for 25 years.
I've answered everything.
You have answered
I don't
everything.
think there's an immigration question, at least at some point in my career.
Yeah.
Jonathan, you see like what we do every day. By the way,
Yeah.
I saw on YouTube yesterday
Yeah.
that we have 249 episodes
Uh-huh.
loaded, full episodes loaded on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
If, in fact,
Uh-huh.
every show that we have done
Yeah.
is on YouTube.
Yeah.
From the time that we started Bradshaw Live.
Mhm.
If in fact that is the case,
Mhm.
I forgot to mention this. Today would be show number 250.
250. Where's the balloon net when we need it?
Right, today would be show 250. Now, I don't know for a fact, and only one person in the world would know this.
Jill.
Only one person in the world would know this. She happens to be sitting next to me.
Damn it.
Oh, you.
Do you know for a fact that every one of our shows is up on YouTube? You don't know for a fact.
Not for a fact.
Not for a fact.
Not for a fact.
But
I'm like 90% confident.
Can we go with that this is our 250th?
I would
like
let's
it.
just, that's what
I
I'm
like
saying.
it.
Declared.
I say we go for it.
Declared.
This is our 250th show.
Happy 250,
Yes.
everyone.
That means everybody share right now.
So, Jonathan, we did 250 shows already.
Yes.
Bradshaw Live from our new studio.
That's amazing.
Right. Plus, before that, I did a radio show every day in New York for 2 hours a day.
Right.
At 9 to 10, 12 to 1, I kept going. I went on twice.
Yes.
Jeez.
Two separate times. And that was for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So in about a year and 15 months, we did 250 shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Multiply that by 20.
Brad,
So what
don't
is
make
that?
me do math.
So that would be
Is that
so that would be about
5,000?
5,000 radio shows,
Lord.
Facebook shows,
Yeah,
and I will say two things.
5,000.
5,000. If you extrapolate that all the way through,
lot.
that's a lot, right?
Mhm.
I would think over 5,000 shows, A,
Yeah.
somebody would have discovered me, and two, I'm making a joke, and two,
Tom Cruise doesn't have to go
Tom
through
Cruise
this.
didn't have to go 5,000 shows before somebody found him. You know?
Man, at least
he
you're
did,
Tom
he
Cruise
did
now,
one movie,
though.
Risky Business, all of a sudden he got
And
the
it was
whole
done.
thing. Right.
You haven't been in your underwear yet.
I have not been in my
That's-
underwear. That's true.
We cracked the code. 5,000 shows
that's what you
later.
do.
So 5,000 shows, I've answered every immigration question.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Sharon in Trenton. Sharon. Sharon.
Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
I was on pretrial intervention program for 2 years, but the case got dismissed and expunged off.
Was this in New Jersey? Was this in New Jersey?
Yes.
Okay, great.
It was expunged in May of this year.
Okay.
But I'm traveling to Jamaica next week, and I just wanted to know if immigration would stop me when I'm coming back.
Have you been arrested for any other reason other than this pretrial intervention?
No.
Okay. Enjoy your trip to Jamaica. Pretrial intervention is not a criminal offense under the immigration laws, so you have no crime. You have no deportable offense. Can immigration question you about it when you come back in the airport? Absolutely, but they're going to let you in the country.
Okay.
All right. Enjoy.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's go to Ricardo in Brooklyn. Ricardo. Ricardo.
Good afternoon, sir. How's everything?
Wonderful. Good evening, Ricardo. I think it's 6:30. It would be good evening already or good afternoon?
Good evening.
Could be one way or the other. All right, we'll go with it. Good afternoon, Ricardo. What's going on?
All right. Yeah, I'm here. I have a couple of questions that I want to ask. My wife filed a petition for adjustment of status for me like about 5 months ago. I use her and I use someone else as a sponsor. However, they send back something that they need a new sponsor because one of the sponsors that I used, they didn't meet the poverty guideline. So they were saying that I need to submit like stocks and bonds or find someone else.
Right. It's usually better off to just find somebody else.
Yeah, and I did that. But what I wanted to know, that is going to slow down the process?
Yes.
Like how long it's going to slow down?
Basically, until you get that new affidavit of support in, your case is stopped. So everybody's jumping ahead of you. Once you get the affidavit of support in and it's good, your case will start moving along the conveyor belt.
All right. One other question I want to ask. I got someone else, and but I got two persons. But on the first one, the person said that they were the only joint sponsor at that time, which the person meet the criteria. But I go ahead and got someone else, but the person put on the second joint sponsor. I think that is going to be a problem, knowing that the first one puts I'm the only, and then I had another one who said that they're the second joint sponsor.
All right. You have one sponsor who is your wife. Okay? She's the petitioner. And now you have a second person who's the joint sponsor. That's fine. So they're gonna basically rip up the first joint sponsor and use the second one. Is that the question?
No, yeah, I know my wife, but additionally I got two more. Otherwise, from my wife.
You can only have two sponsors: your wife and a joint sponsor. They sent you back a letter they sent you back a letter saying the joint sponsor you have stinks. We're not using him. Go find another one. So now you found another one. So you have the second person, the joint sponsor, and your wife, and they're going to disregard the first person. That's basically how I see it.
No. That's yeah. I understand that, but I'm saying I send him back, but I send him back two person. When
okay, well, if you're but then you can't submit two different joint sponsors. You're just submitting stuff and you're not following directions. So yes, it's going to be a problem then. So now now you have three different people. You have your wife, you have the first joint sponsor, they're not accepting, actually four people. Then two additional joint sponsors. You can't do that. Okay? So it's possible your case is coming to a full halt. You need help. Okay? You need help. Hold on one second. Let's go to Julie in Fairlawn. Julie.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I have a two-part question, if that's okay. I've had my permanent residency, my green card, since '96. Over the course of the years, I got a shoplifting charge, one in 2004 and one in 2008. And then in 2010, I had a theft by deception, which was a felony, but they reduced it to a misdemeanor. I recently filed for my citizenship, did my interview and everything. They said they would send me an oath ceremony notice. I haven't heard from them, and this was since 2016, May 2016. I keep going to my info passes. You know, they said, oh, it's being reviewed.
Let me ask you a question, Julie. The two
Yeah.
You said you had two shoplifting offenses. Did you actually plead guilty to shoplifting, or were they dismissed? What were those? What were the results of those cases?
Yeah, I did plead guilty to shoplifting.
On two
and
different
occasions. And the third one was a theft by deception.
All right. So you have three convictions. You have they're all crimes of moral turpitude. It makes you a deportable alien. So what they're looking at right now is to determine, should we put you in deportation? Should we just deny your citizenship? Or should we make you a citizen? And I think you need to come in and speak to us, bring your dispositions in, and then we can decide what's the proper.
And with my next question,
you see, you fought what you did. I wouldn't go on a cruise. Okay, they can hold you at the airport. You have 3 crimes of moral turpitude. You're absolutely a deportable alien, and you can't walk around thinking everything is good. And I'm just going to go file my citizenship and see what happens. It's just not what you do. Hold on, you need help. All right, no cruising. And no more filing.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's go to Mike in New York. Mike. I don't know what happened to Mike. Let's go to Donna in Long Island. Donna.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
I'm a green card holder. And is it possible for a green card holder to file for a daughter?
Yes. As long as the daughter's single.
Yeah, she is single. She's 19.
Yes, file for her. How'd you get your green card?
My son filed for me.
Yes, file the I-130 for her immediately.
File the?
I-130 for her immediately.
I-130?
Yes.
So are you an immigration lawyer who looks after those things too?
Yes, I am an immigration lawyer who looks after those things.
Okay, so I can definitely get in contact with you.
Hold on one second. Jonathan, I said I-130 again. Take another shot. Let's go to right there. Sid in Brooklyn. Sid.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What can I do to help?
Well, I had a question. I applied for citizenship in June, and it was accepted. However, my green card expires in December, which is this month. So do I have to renew my green card, or can I just?
You don't need to. You don't need to renew it unless you need it to travel or you need it for a job or renew your driver's license. You're still a green card holder. You just don't have evidence of it.
Well, how do I travel international though?
Well, then you would have to renew it. You can file.
Correct. Okay.
You can file.
Okay. I do not have any intentions of traveling internationally.
But you can file if your green card expired more than 6 months from the time you filed your citizenship, you can go down.
It will expire in a week from now.
Okay, so you can go down to immigration. They'll put a temporary stamp in your passport. You don't have to pay for the filing fee.
If I need to travel, correct? Or do I have to get a stamp?
No, you do not. No, you do not.
Okay, so I'm still considered a resident.
Correct.
Like a legal resident.
Correct.
Okay, so.
All right.
Yeah,
you're all good. You're all good, Sid.
Okay. All right. That's all.
All right. Let's go to Sam in Atlanta. Sam.
Yeah. Hi, Bert.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I have a quick question in regard of VAWA extension by Congress. Have it been extended or not yet?
No. They have a temporary extension to December 21st. But in the beginning of the show, we talked about that perhaps if there's a government shutdown, it would not be extended, and we'll see what happens there.
So what you think, Burke? You think it's going to be extended from your view?
I have no idea. It should be extended, except there's maybe a government shutdown. So my view is, yes, it will be extended. But unless the government shuts down, and then after the government shuts down and reopens, then it'll be extended. But one way or the other, it'll be extended. I would be shocked out of my pants if it wasn't extended.
Okay, thank you.
All right, hang in there. Let's go to, and why do I say that? Because it's been extended since 1992 every 3 years. I had to add that in.
Right. We don't want you shocked out of your pants.
Shocked out of my pants. Kenny in Queens.
Hello.
How are you, Kenny?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Good. What's going on?
All right, I'm good. I got a question. It's not based on U.S. immigration. It's about like a friend's process, a friend's visa process. Is it possible to ask any question about it?
Yeah, that's U.S. immigration.
Okay, cool. Well, my question is, I just been denied of a friend's visa. It's been 5 days since I received that letter saying I've been denied of a visa when I already booked everything. I booked hotels. I already bought my ticket to travel to go see my mom, whom lives in Martinique for the 24th of December.
Wait a second. Wait, Kenny, where are you calling me from?
I'm calling you from Queens.
Okay, so what visa are you talking about?
I'm talking about friend's visa.
A friend's visa?
Yes,
you're not
friends.
denied. You're not denied for a friend's visa. Your friend was denied for the visa. Had nothing to do with you.
No. I'm talking about my visa has been denied, like a friend's, like to go to France.
Oh, to go to France, your visa was denied.
Yes.
Okay, so you're asking me about French visa.
Yes.
Belgium, Kim, you know anything about French visas?
No, I'm Belgian, Brad.
Jonathan, you know anything about French visas?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I can't help you. I thought it was a U.S. immigration question, but French?
No.
French.
It's a French visa. It's okay. No problem. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, what was that? No, monsieur.
No, monsieur. No. We did not serve French visas here at Bradshall Life. We did not serve that here.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. Oui. All right, let's go to Tanisha in Kingston, Jamaica. Tanisha.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
Good afternoon.
What's going on?
Okay, so all right. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so all right. My aunt was filing for my dad, like a sibling filing. It's for her and all her 9 siblings, but it just came through last week, like more than 10 years ago.
Right.
It just came through last week, right? My father passed away last year. So as the principal beneficiary, what would happen to
everybody
his
else?
Children and
unfortunately,
children and spouse.
if he passed away and the children were in the United States, they would be able to continue the case. If he passed away and he's in another country and the children in another country, unfortunately, that would be the end of the case.
Oh, okay, because I was researching, I was seeing where if one of the derivative beneficiaries were overseas when the time of death, it could be like a possibility because I was overseas on a J1.
But where was the father?
J1.
Where was the father? Where did he die?
Oh, in Jamaica.
Okay, but you were in, but you're not in America now.
Oh,
that's the problem.
Approved.
No, you have to be in the United States and be eligible to adjust now. When not you were in the U.S. at some point in your lifetime.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Right.
So nothing can be done then.
No, unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Craig in Las Vegas, Nevada. Craig.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing? I just got 2 quick questions.
Mm-hmm.
Could you please advise me and affidavit of support? How does it work? And all the details as it relates.
Well, who's sponsoring you? Or who you sponsoring? Are you the U.S. citizen?
No, I'm not. I'm not in that position. I wish I could.
All right, so you have to tell me. There's all different types of affidavits of support, so I need to know what the case is about.
Well, okay, so I got married earlier this year, the 1st of January, and I was trying to, put in my paperwork and stuff, but little did I know, my wife didn't make enough money.
Okay, so this is how it works. Now I understand what the case is. You're married to a U.S. citizen. Your wife doesn't make enough money. So she has to do the I-864, which is the affidavit of support, whether she makes $5, $50, $5,000, or $5 million, or she doesn't work at all. Even if she's unemployed for the last 10 years, because she is the petitioner, must do an I-864 affidavit of support. If, when she completes the I-864 affidavit of support, it indicates that she cannot support you 125% above the poverty level, which you're telling me she can't, you then have to get a joint sponsor, somebody else who lives in the United States of America, who's a resident or a citizen, who makes above 125% above the poverty level, so that they can be the joint sponsor. And you would file your wife's affidavit of support, which is below 125% above the poverty level, and the joint sponsor, which is above.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I believe I do.
All right, good luck. Let's go to Pierre in New Haven, Connecticut. Pierre.
Hello.
How are you, Pierre?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. What's going on?
My question is, I get arrested, right? It was a month ago, and I have my fiance and my son back home. I'm trying to get my visa fiance, so she can come here and marry her, so she can be legal
Right.
here.
So you want to do a
Is
K-1
that gonna-
visa? Unless
that gonna-
unless you got arrested for sex offense with a minor, it will have no effect on your case.
All right. Thank you so much. That's what I want to know.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Let's go to Sarath in Columbia, South Carolina. Sarath.
Hey, I'm Sarat.
Yes.
My question is, I'm an Australian citizen, born in India, living on a H-1B visa.
Got it.
I have filed my petition for green card 4 years ago, and my petition was an Indian queue. So based on the country of birth, is there a possibility it can be moved to Australian?
Are you a citizen of Australia?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you absolutely should move it. You have dual citizenship, so you should be under the Australian.
But how? I didn't get the route. What route should I take? Because my petition is already in the Indian queue. How can I move it?
You file your adjustment with proof that you're an Australian citizen. Say you're eligible to adjust your status.
I tried that. They said you
they?
have to be born in Australia. They said.
No, not true. Hold on one second. Let's go to Keisha in Fort Pierce, Florida. Keisha.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are
Good
you?
afternoon. I'm great. My question is, I've been here for 2 years on a B1, B2 visa, and I got married like a couple of months after. My husband's incarcerated just recently, and I was wondering if there's any way that I could do an adjustment of status.
Yeah, he can submit the papers from jail for you. You'll get a work permit. You're going to get an interview. And if your husband's out of jail and living with you, but at that point, wonderful. And if he's not, they're gonna push the interview back until he gets out of jail.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Let's go to Stacy in Queens, New York. Stacy. Stacy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Brad. Good
How you
night.
doing? Good night.
So
What's going on?
I'm going to Jamaica in 2 weeks, and my friend, I want to know if she could travel with me. She have a combo card. Can she travel on that? She's been here over 10 years.
She has a pending adjustment, the combo card, meaning the work permit and the advanced parole. The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but don't
She could
stay.
travel?
Yes, but don't stay out for more than 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate it. Okay.
Let's go to Tosh in Chicago, Illinois. Tosh.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, Brad?
Wonderful. What's going on?
I am on a B1-2 visa. However, I overstayed about 1 month.
Right.
I'm currently pregnant at the moment. Living with my spouse, we're not yet as married, he's a green card holder. So I want to know what's the first step I should take.
Let him file a visa petition for you. Do something. How long has he had a green card?
Over 10 years.
Okay. So let him file a visa petition for you and let him become a citizen simultaneously.
So should I marry first or I should wait until?
Get married to him, let him file for you, and let him file his citizenship all together.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Brad.
And hold on if you need help. Hold on. Let's go to Krish in San Jose, California. Krish.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, so I have attended my adjustment of status interview yesterday in San Francisco, California.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a L1A visa, and in 2012, I had a DUI, misdemeanor DUI. So I had informal probation for 3 years. and I paid all the fines and did the online. And my DUI was reduced to wet reckless driving. So I had the interview and I submitted all the documents. All the case is also dismissed in 2016. So I felt that interview went on very well, and I got a notice saying that the 485 interview is completed. Once your date becomes current, you'll be getting final decision from the National Benefit Center. So I just wanted to know the experience, like, is it going to be okay? Anything else or any risk?
Based on what you're telling me, it should be okay. You're not inadmissible based on what you told me. Now, immigration could always deny you because they say you don't have a good moral character because you had that one, DUI that got reduced to reckless driving. But I would think that would be abuse of their discretion if they did that. So.
Yeah, my attorney attended that with me, and she submitted a legal memo saying that this is a petty offense.
Yeah. So based on what you're telling me, it sounds like you're going to be okay.
Okay, thanks a lot,
All right.
Brad.
Okay. Let's go to Sandria in Paterson, New Jersey. Sandria.
Hello.
Hi, Sandria.
Good evening.
What's going on?
Yes. What I would like to find out. I'm working with these people. Can they file for you?
Can who file for who?
You're working with an employee. Can the employee file for you?
An employer can file for you, absolutely. Everyone can get sponsored a job. It's actually pretty fast right now. It's only about 18 months to do a job sponsorship through a labor application, even as an unskilled worker. The issue that everybody has, which you have to think through before you do a job sponsorship, is at the end of the case, am I eligible to adjust my status? If I'm not eligible to adjust my status, am I eligible to go home and be able to come back without a 10-year bar, presuming you've overstayed or you're here out of status? So that has to be determined first. If the answer is yes, you're eligible to adjust, you can go home and come back. Then the next question is what's the job sponsorship? What's the probability of getting approved? How are you going to be able to prove you're not taking a job away from an American worker? Can your employer pay you the offered wage? Do you have experience in this job? There's a lot of things that go into a job sponsorship. But before you even get into the job sponsorship, we got to figure that one out first. And that would absolutely require a consultation. So hold on one second, okay? Whew!
Mouthful.
So anyway, no, I'm not going to go back to that. All right, so what do we have to do here? Let's see.
Got a lot of options.
Schmooze. Say hello to everybody.
Yeah.
Jonathan says share. Kim says share. Perfect. Take all calls. Try not to make fun of anybody. Got it all. Now we get to something we call social media check-in. All right, what do we got?
Our first question is from Miriam. Miriam says, I'm a citizen of the United States and I filed for my adult son who was married. He's now divorced. I got a receipt number in 2012 but still have not heard anything more. What should I do and how do I let them know that he's now divorced?
When did she file?
She filed for him in 2012.
And she got a receipt but never got an approval?
Correct.
She needs help right now because in 8 years she hasn't gotten anything, 6 years, whatever it is.
Correct.
She needs help. Come see me. Because most likely it was approved.
Right.
And it's at the National Visa Center.
Right.
And then you submit the divorce decree. Or it's been denied and you've been waiting for nothing. But I would find it really hard to believe that 6 years later nothing's happened on that case.
Right.
All right, Rory has a question saying about to file a citizenship, can it be done without test questions?
Unless you're over 55 and been a resident for more than 15 years, no.
Oh, it's 55.
55 and 15. Actually, even that, you still have to take the questions, but it's much simpler.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So the answer is actually no.
There will always have some questions.
Always a question.
Akeem said, can my wife file for me now as she's in the process of getting her citizenship? I'm here in the U.S. and I really don't want to leave my wife and daughter.
Yes, file now, upgrade when she becomes a citizen.
All right, Eds has a question saying, just want to ask, I'm a nurse with an EB3 priority date of June 18, 2017, and I'm here on a B1 visa. Can I adjust my status? And if so, when can I start the application for adjustment? Thank you so much.
Is this person from the Philippines? There's a lot of nurses from the Philippines.
I was going to say, between the nurse and the last name, yeah.
Sion sounds Philippine to me, right? So let's see what the priority dates are for Philippines. And the answer is, as a nurse, what's his priority date?
June 18th, 2017.
They're up to June 15th, 2017. So right now, no.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
next month, yes, provided he's been here for more than 90 days and still in status.
Oh, it's
All
so
right.
soon.
Yes.
So soon.
So soon.
Baby voice Grant
Baby voice.
Whoa.
says, I'm not going to read this in a baby voice.
Read it in a baby voice.
Say it in a baby voice.
My husband is filing for me and his stepchildren. He's a citizen while my children, will my children be citizens too when they come up? They're under 18 years old and in Jamaica.
No. I'm sorry.
I can't.
You only become a citizen through the natural parent, not a step parent. But they'll have green cards.
Never again, y'all.
Yes, that's it.
No.
Okay.
Oh my God, Gene Appelon! Hey, Brad!
Hey, Gene, how are you?
Love Gene.
Yes.
Oh, we need to have him back on the show.
Yes.
Dances his way into my heart.
That's right. He was down in Haiti during all those riots.
Oh my God, that was
That's
insane.
crazy, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
All right. Laisgel Esguera from YouTube has a question. I'm a registered nurse in Illinois, and an employer from the New York, New Jersey is hiring me. I have an approved I-140 from an employer in Illinois, and they want to recapture my PD, the priority date of June 16, 2017. If I've chosen to accept the New York, New Jersey work, will it make trouble for me in my immigration process and adjusting in the future? And do I need to make an RN license endorsement before they can start the change of employer? Thanks for your advice.
You can use your old priority date. So the new sponsor would re-sponsor you and get the old priority date back. What was the second question about the license?
Do I need to make an RN license endorsement before they can start the change of employer?
No, if you have a CGFNS visa screen, it's fine.
I've got a question from Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's the cousin.
The cousin of
cousin.
The cousin of
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Right.
The carnival.
Right, the one who took the Carnival cruise
Yes.
once.
Right, exactly. So on this cruise. No,
On this cruise, yes.
Brad, I've got a green card and I want to travel internationally to go home. He doesn't say on a cruise, but we're going to assume.
Okay. Kim, you're on a roll today.
I know, right?
Kim, the comedy is fantastic.
I can't be stopped today.
You can't be stopped today, yeah.
We can't be down for 4 days.
Exactly.
I've got to come out
Right.
sometime.
Yeah.
Should I get my passport stamped from immigration before I travel, or can I travel with my passport and my green card?
He has a passport and a green card.
Yeah.
So what does he need to get stamped?
And he's a green card holder.
So he's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Leo's cousin.
I can't even talk anymore. I'm talking like the other person now, right? Was it baby who?
Baby voice
Baby
Grant.
voice.
Baby voice Grant. That's what I sound like now. I think I got a voice.
Like raspy ass
I
baby
get
voice.
it. Yeah, I got a raspy voice. Let me out of this cage.
All right, so I do have a long one.
I was gonna say.
My voice is, I'm losing it.
You are really
Well,
losing
you'll
it.
have some time to rest it when I read this question.
That's a good point. You're gonna have many minutes.
All right, so Perry Oluwa San. Okay, hello, Brad. My name is Kingsley. I guess that's the American way.
right.
From Nigeria. I now live in Atlanta. I came to this country in 2013 and got married to my wife September 2014. So I filed my application and got denied my green card 2017. During the message, my wife has abused me and thrown me and my stuff outside. Don't believe in divorce. So I continued because that time we were expecting our first child in 2016. So now in 2017, we received our second child, and that's when I filed another case. In January of 2018, I told her I wanted to go to school. Won't be able to pay all the bills for 2 years. I'm the one paying all the bills while she stays at home. So I came back from school after she received the tax money. She left with the kids and some of our stuff. I continued my school, sleeping in my car. For the last 2 months, she wrote a letter to USCIS saying she doesn't want to sponsor me to get my papers. That week, I got a letter saying that my authorization is to be terminated. Should I start preparing to leave the country last month? I filed for divorce. What can I do? I really don't want to marry anyone. Is there another option?
Sounds like there's a lot of extreme emotional abuse going on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And by the way, that question was so long, my voice came back.
Yes, see?
Right?
I told you.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why you didn't
Yeah,
stop
you should
me.
be filing a VAWA case.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, that is.
VAWA.
Yes.
Never stay in toxic
See,
relationships.
remember, I could have answered that. I would have said that.
Of course.
Remember, I said I-130s and VAWAs.
Yes.
I could,
Yeah, but that,
He's your man.
But just because you say file it doesn't mean you're going to get it approved. You got to prove all of this. It's not just filling out
So
a form.
what's a good way to prove for him? Now he's like he's
You
living
just
in
get-
his car.
he's going to need to go to a counselor to help him, who will write a report about a professional report about what's going on in his life. He's going to get friends and family to attest that what he's saying to is truthful, and he himself is going to give a detailed statement about what happened.
Okay.
I don't know what else he's got. So
Yeah. Good
that's what-
luck.
you always start with that.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
a lot to navigate.
Yes.
Audrey Miller says, hey, my cousin overstayed her H-2B visa this year. Is there any way she could get a green card without marriage? Audrey, baby girl.
I don't know, maybe. Can I get a green card without marriage requires a consultation. All those questions can.
Right. Again, if you're at that process,
Call me.
right.
Right.
Call. All right. Don't really understand what this is saying, so I'm just going to say exactly what he says. Charles Gammon, if you hold Texas, can you still file for your siblings?
If you owe taxes.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Whole
Wow.
Texas?
Yes.
Wow, that was a crazy game of Mad Gab.
If you owe taxes, can you file for your siblings? The answer is yes.
Wow.
I
They're not gonna
cannot
ask you-
believe
they're
that.
not going to
There
ask
was
you.
no freaking way I would have gotten
Never.
It was so
whole.
straightforward.
WHOLE Texas. TEXAS.
Right.
I gotta be honest, I've been doing this
You
for
thought
like a year and a half.
you thought he was talking about a poker game, right?
Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, right.
I've been doing this for a year and a half, and it's rare that I can't somehow figure
'Cause I
out.
looked at her, I was like,
You owe taxes.
You
The answer
owe
is yes.
taxes.
It makes
He's
sense.
Absolutely right.
Did you answer?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't
I
file
was
away.
just blown away, so
File
I don't
away.
remember.
That's unbelievable. Liana said, can a person who overstayed their visa for over a year? No, this is a how do I get a green card?
Yeah, don't even ask that.
I'm not even going to ask it. I'm not even going to ask it. Laddie Brown wants to know. My nephew went for his interview in Kingston, Jamaica on the 21st of November, and when we checked his case's status, it says it was last updated November 29th. How long does it normally take? He's here on an immigrant visa he was filed for by his U.S. citizen stepfather.
Where is he now?
He's in Kingston, Jamaica.
So he went for his interview and he still hasn't heard anything?
On the 21st of November, correct.
Give it 8 weeks.
Okay.
And if you haven't heard anything by January, give us a call.
All right, Shine Williams has a question. Hi, Brad. My friend is a U.S. citizen and wants to marry her fiance. He came on a visitor's visa in August. What's the adjustment package and that she needs, and what's the cost?
I-45, I-130, I-130A, I-765, I-131, I-864. The cost is $1,760.
We've got a whopper from Sarah Vilos, who said, I'm from the Philippines and living now in Rhode Island. I came here with my employer's American family. Okay. I'm not going to try to dig into that. We came here more than 2 years ago, and I have a B1 visa, and we're just always filing the extension for my B1, and they give me 6 months at a time. After we filed again and again, I want to go to the Philippines for vacation to see my kids and family, and to go back there. But I'll come back here to work. Is there any way that you can help me get a green card so that I could go to the Philippines and then come back here again?
Maybe. But so what happened is this. She worked as a domestic worker for an American family who was living in the Philippines. And if you're an American family who lives abroad, you are allowed to bring your domestic workers on a visitor's visa to the United States because they're coming to assist you in your visit to the United States of America.
Right.
What this appears to be is that the American family has moved back, which is why she's having problems now.
I see.
She would need to come see me.
Natasha Archer on YouTube says, hey, Brad, do I need a lawyer to represent me on the day of my VAWA interview?
Yes. You had me at hello.
Right.
If you ask a lawyer.
Correct.
We've got a question from BK Ricky.
BK.
So he's kind of
Back
asked
up Ricky. I think it's back Ricky.
The back is not, that's definitely not what BK stands for.
It's not it.
BK Ricky, please tell us what the BK stands
British
for.
Knights.
British
Maybe.
Have you ever had those shoes?
Maybe
Back in the day,
maybe
like
it's
the
Brad
90s.
Kim Ricky.
Brad King?
Opposite of
Brad
King
Kim.
Brad?
Brad Kim.
Oh,
Brad Kim Ricky.
Oh,
Brad-
so
that's-
just
That
going
would
to
be
leave
just
out
as
Jan?
So
That
y'all
would be just as dumb.
That would be just as
so
dumb.
I don't
That would
know-
be
I
just
don't
as
think
dumb.
of that.
But it's our own narcissism that likes
That's
that a
right.
little more.
I like that one though. But a really dumb name if that was it.
Yeah, 100%. BK Ricky said, my U.S. citizen mom is filing for me. I'm currently out of the country since June. The interview went well, but now I have no idea what's going on. What's happening?
Mom filed for her since June. What?
Mom filed for BK Ricky.
I'm still laughing about BK Ricky, so I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry, my own head. It's making me laugh.
Sorry.
Okay, all right.
Mom's filing for BK Ricky.
Right.
For BK.
Got it.
And he went on his interview in June. He has not heard anything.
Where was this
since the
interview? BK? BK, where was this interview?
Well, that I don't know.
We don't know.
That I don't know.
Okay, I need to know where the interview was so I can tell you what's going on.
I see. Okay. Tell us.
All right, Ruthie Cutie on YouTube has a question. Brad, when filing out a Form I-130A for a stepchild, do you replace the child's info where the spouse's info would go? And for the info about the parent, do you put the birth father or the stepfather who is sponsoring?
You put the birth father for the information for the parent, and the first question was?
Do you put the child's info where the spouse's info would go?
Yes.
We've got a question from, I lost my spot. Flawless Eva, who said, if you're married to a U.S. citizen and filing VAWA, how long will it take to get a work permit?
By the way, you don't need an I-130A for the kid.
Oh, you don't?
I don't think so. Okay, go ahead.
If you're married to a U.S. citizen and filing VAWA, how long will it take to get a work permit?
About 6 months.
All right, Nico Suave.
You need an I-130.
Not an I-130A.
No.
You need an I-130, Ruthie Cutie. Okay, what? Nol prosequi.
Nole prosequi.
That means the district attorney dropped the charges.
Got you. So Nico Suave is saying, can a nole prosequi
Look at that flavor.
conviction render an immigration inadmissible
It's
or
not
deported?
a conviction. Prosecutor dropped the charges.
Okay, so does it also...
So nolo prosecutor, it sounds like I'm not going to prosecute you.
Right. So does it also
No.
affect negatively?
No.
No? When removing condition on
No.
green...
No.
Okay.
We've got our follow-up from BK Ricky. His interview happened in Jamaica.
And it's been since when?
In June.
He needs to call us. BK.
BK.
We'll find out what his real name is.
And I was just about to say.
All right, Marvin Change on YouTube says, my mom, GCH, filed for me in 2012.
Green card holder.
In 2012, and I'm in New York with a legal I-94. My PD is next year. I'm working, paying taxes for the last 4 years. No arrest, no problem with the police. Do I have anything to worry about?
He's in the United States?
Yes, in New York.
And what's his status?
With a legal I-94.
An illegal I-94?
Yeah, the priority date is legal.
Illegal?
With illegal.
Is he out of status?
Doesn't say that. It just says that
if he's out of status, he can't adjust his status here.
Okay.
We need to know more info.
Got you.
Angelic Requiem said, "Hey Brad, can I be denied a green card if I reconcile with my abusive spouse?"
No, you can prove it's a real marriage. You want to get back together with her. Hopefully, she's a different person.
All right, and we got one from Brian Wolray. If one is here on a B1 visa, can you apply for a student visa from here in the States?
You can apply to change your status to a student status, yes.
And I've got one last question from
Okay.
Kiana Brad. She said, I've fallen out of status for my student visa for the past year. If I get married to my boyfriend who's Army Reserve, how long would the process be, including travel and green card?
6 months for work permit and travel, somewhere between 12 to 24 months for a green card. And we have 2 people on hold who've been waiting a long time. So let's go to Hassan in Chicago, Illinois. Hassan.
Hey, Brad. My name is Hassan. How are you doing, sir?
Good. What's going on?
Actually, sir, I'm originally from Afghanistan. I'm living in Chicago. I got my green card. I came through special immigrant visa.
Oh, you were an
US.
interpreter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. My question has 2 parts. Like I'm living here in the States since 2013, December 2013. Now I'm planning to apply for my citizenship, and I made like four trips outside of the state since my residence since 2013. Each trip is billed like under 6 months. The total amount, like the total months that I was in overseas was like 18 months out of 60 months. My question has 2 parts. First, does my trip outside of the states affect my eligibility for citizenship?
No, because they were none of them were more than 6 months, and you've been in the United States for 30 out of the last 60 months, so none of your trips affect.
Okay, sir. The second part is after submitting N400, can I travel outside? Can I make any travel outside of the states?
Yes, you can, but just make sure that they're short trips. Don't take 9-month trips.
Okay, short. Okay, sir. And what would be like the processing time from submitting the N400 up to like the oath ceremony, like the entire process?
Generally 12 months, because you're Afghanistan. They're gonna do a much more thorough background check on you, just because of Afghanistan, unfortunately. So I would say more 18 to 24 months.
18 to 24. Yes. Because the thing is, when we got like special immigrant visa, we went through all the
I guess what you're going to go through it again, unfortunately.
Okay, again. Yes, okay. Thank you so much. Right. I really appreciate from your live show.
Thank you. Best of luck. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's go to Aviva. Is it Aviva or Viua? Avayua from Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, this is Abe.
Abe.
From Greenville, South Carolina.
Abe from South Carolina. Okay. What's going on, Abe?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I just have a question about my 751. I filed for my I-751 in January 2017, and I haven't heard nothing. And
did you get a receipt? You get a receipt?
Yeah, I got a receipt.
It takes 18 to 24 months. Just hang in there.
And after that, I applied for my N400 in April this year, and I had my interview, and I passed my test. And they told me that I'm gonna hear something, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks. I haven't heard nothing now.
That was your citizenship?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a pending I-751, and then you applied for your citizenship. And hopefully they interviewed you both on the I-751 and the citizenship.
I already had the interview. They interviewed me, and I passed the test. And he told me
give them 120 days from the interview. If you haven't heard anything, give us a call, and we'll look into it for you. But you got to give them 4 months.
You say 100 days?
120 days. Hold on one second. Let's go to Paul in Akron, Ohio. Paul.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello?
Yes. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, well, my question is, it's kind of complicated. I've been married for 6 years almost, and then I got denied 3 times.
Why?
And because they claim like the marriage is hard.
It's hard? What do you mean your marriage is hard?
Yeah, that's what they saying. Because we give them all the evidence and everything. And
fraud.
The last time... I'm sorry?
Fraud, you mean?
Yeah. They said the marriage is for.
Well, if they think you have a fraudulent marriage, you got a huge problem. And what I would suggest you do is not discuss it live on the air, but have it a private one-on-one consultation, because that is as big a crime as you can have for immigration purposes. Let's go to Patrick in Lubbock, Texas. Patrick.
Hello?
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. What can I do to help?
Oh, I need to file my petition with my wife.
Okay, where's your wife?
My wife, she's.
What happened to Paul? Patrick. You hung the phone up on us, Patrick?
Surely not.
Surely not, Patrick. Come on.
Hung the phone up on himself.
Come on, Patrick.
His name isn't Shirley.
That's weird. All right. So anyway, Patrick just hung the phone up.
Damn, Patrick. You must have been going through a ton.
Yeah.
So any event, I had the pleasure of speaking to two guys by the name of Shidan and Majidi. They were Shidan Majidi and Dino Chusis. Did I get it close?
Close enough.
Yes. They are acclaimed documentary filmmakers. They just filmed and completed a documentary called The Other. And it's a film about a diverse group of 12 students from 3 universities in southeastern Michigan who have all struggled to be accepted. Me, the Other. Let's watch. Me, the Other is a documentary film about a diverse group of 12 students from 3 universities in southeastern Michigan. The film was originally conceived as a way to tell stories of immigrants and what it means to them to be an American. Once production began, director, co-producer Shidan Majidi and executive producer Dino Chausis discovered a common theme of feeling like an other and searching for acceptance as part of the human condition. Whether it was an undocumented DACA recipient, a Cameroonian immigrant chasing a career in medicine, a 66-year-old trans woman, or a biracial couple from opposite ends of the world, it became apparent that there was something relatable about feeling out of place in each of these stories. Shidan and Dino join us today to discuss their documentary, Me, the Other. Welcome, guys. How are you? And thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Hi, Brad. Thank you for having us.
So we're going to watch a little trailer about the film, and then if you can tell us a little bit about what we watched.
How do you explain to someone that someone else matters? It's hard.
He was like younger than me, and like I was a cashier and he was a bagger, so it was just kind of like, I mean, he was really friendly and stuff like that, but I never thought twice. He told me almost immediately. He wanted to make sure that it was very clear that I knew his situation.
Before you even said one word, you fit the stereotypic mold, right?
You're bound to feel like the other where everyone else seems to be equal. And that is not fair.
It doesn't? Sorry. Someone who doesn't have a place anywhere.
Right away, I was just in a totally different world.
People looked at me as if I were different.
And my entire life changed.
People intend to make me uncomfortable, to intimidate me.
I had a sense of, well, God loves everybody but me.
And, you start questioning all your beliefs. So it's kind of in that moment, I was just like, if I can't even handle like salad dressing, how am I going to handle all the other stuff that's going to come up in life?
I'm not a very angry person, but sometimes I do ask God, like, why do all of these things happen at once?
Kind of hard for me because I've never spoken to anyone about this.
I feel like I'm just like anyone else, but I'm not.
Why do we have to argue that we matter? We We should all just believe we matter.
I think the trailer is a good representation of the diversity that is represented in the film. It kind of encapsulates what being the other really means, especially in this day and age.
So how did you get the idea to do this documentary?
So the idea actually spawned from me kind of having a desire to explore what it means to immigrate to another country. I was kind of reflecting on my parents' experiences immigrating to this country. I was really kind of in awe that someone could leave a place where that's all they know and they don't speak the language of the new place. They have no money, no job, no connections, no family, anything, and just pick up and go to that place. I was really kind of blown away that someone could do that and not really sure that I would be able to accomplish that. So I had approached my good friend Shadon over here about kind of exploring this idea and what it means to be an immigrant and to immigrate to another country and the struggles that you deal with as that.
Some of the people we saw, a trans woman, a biracial couple, they're not necessarily immigrants. Obviously this film turned out a little differently than what you envisioned going into it to tell an immigrant story. You're now telling the story about people who feel out of place, whether they're an immigrant or some other minority or gender minority or whatever that particular story that you're talking about. How did that transform during the filming? How did you all of a sudden change from one idea to focus on a different idea?
I think the best way to answer that question is when Dino approached me about this idea, and we were just post latest election, and we noticed in our neighborhood, which is a very diverse neighborhood here in Queens and New York, that there was just a lot of outspoken hatred and prejudice that we could feel in our neighborhood, which we had never before. So we discussed the story of the immigrants, but then this whole concept of prejudice became so prevalent, not only in our communities, but all over the world. It's such a universal plague right now. And then I got a call from a friend of mine in Michigan who's a professor at the University of Michigan, and they wanted to celebrate diversity on their campuses. And we held auditions, and these stories came to us, and we thought, let's tell the stories of other people. And what does it mean to be an other in this day and age? You
went to Michigan because it was just the stories were there from your professor. You live in a county that's as diverse and culturally unique as any county, Queens, New York, as any county in America. I mean, did you ever think about why don't we just stay in Queens and do it? Or you really found the stories relatable all the way out of Michigan?
To be honest with you, because the idea came from Michigan and the funding was available there, I thought to take these 3 different campuses in Michigan would be a good platform, a good sort of backdrop to tell the stories of students from these campuses. You know, funding is everything, as you know. So it was a quick way for Dino and me to tell the stories that we wanted to tell about prejudice.
So you picked, I understand, 12 stories that are in this film. Is that correct? Out of how many stories did you have to, shuffle through to figure out these are the best 12?
Out of 42 stories.
Well, out of 42 stories, you picked 12. You found 42 really unique stories at this Michigan campus. By the way, that's where I went to school, University of Michigan. And out of those 42 stories, you found 12 that were the most compelling. Of the 12, does one story stand out as really impacted you guys the most?
I mean, for me, it's Javier. His story, his family story, his parents' story, his brother's stories, it's unbelievable. And to me, it's the perfect embodiment of what immigrants and undocumented immigrants are going through right now.
So we have a trailer for Javier. Who is Kiko to Javier?
Keiko and Javier are both students at University of Michigan, and they actually both interned at an immigration law firm in Ann Arbor. But Keiko's now graduated and works for a law firm in Chicago.
Okay, so let's watch Javier and Keiko.
Education, not deportation! Education, not deportation!
It's terrifying, honestly. I just thought about everything going down the drain. I don't know, it's got me really down. And that's why I decided to come out here.
So my parents brought us to the United States just for the possibility that their children could have a better future. and I can't imagine a bigger sacrifice than that.
I hope that they can present a clean bill that doesn't break families apart, that ultimately gives us a pathway to citizenship. I'm tired of being in the middle. I'm tired of not knowing what's going to happen next.
So what was each of your individual roles in making this movie?
I, as executive producer, really helped to kind of facilitate everything coming together, mostly on a post-production end, just because that is my professional area of expertise. I'm a visual effects artist by day, but storyteller just in general in life. Consulting with Shadon about the process, the post-process, and all that, and really sometimes lending, my thoughts and ideas to the story as well.
And Shadon, what was your role in all of this?
Credit-wise, I'm a co-producer and a director of the film. We actually begun, the idea was for both of us to co-direct, but this guy next to me got married. This film was done in such a short time span, and there was such a deadline. He had to go on his honeymoon, so I was stuck with the directing role.
Which he did lovely.
Was this your first time you've ever directed anything?
No, I actually work in theater. But,
okay. But have you ever directed a film?
As a student, yes, but never professionally.
Never professionally. So from the inception of the idea to a finished product, how long did it take you guys to make this film?
Oh, so fast.
God,
it was a month and a half-ish.
You did this in 6 weeks, this entire film?
Yep, and with no money.
Oh my God. So did you work morning, noon, and night? You gave up your regular day jobs?
This guy was just around the clock. Shadon was living, breathing, and eating me the other. I wish that I could have been as involved in it with him as I wanted to be. Unfortunately, life was crazy with weddings and stuff. But yeah, I mean, basically everybody who worked on it lived and breathed the film for 6 months.
So
yeah, but we all worked as volunteers. So actually, we all had day jobs during the day. So once we got home in the early evening, we worked until the morning. In the morning, go to the day job, come back home, and in the weekends.
You didn't make any money doing this. Nobody was paying you to do this. Is there an expectation that you're going to see some money from this, or is this really truly a labor of love for you guys?
It was exactly that. It was exactly a labor of love. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. It was more about, and we discussed this very early on, how there was really no possibility for this to even make money. It was more about exposing the stories and exposing people to the stories that potentially they could relate to, and that's why we went with such a diverse group of stories, is that somebody could potentially find something of themselves in each one of these individuals.
What was it from inwardly in you that you felt it was so important to take your time and your effort and your own money? Obviously, I guess you would pay for your own airplane to go out to Ann Arbor, to Detroit, Michigan, and nobody's giving you, stipends for lunch and dinner while you're on the set. What is it in each of you individually, inwardly, that it was so important to get these stories out and get this film out and tell the stories of these 12 students at Michigan who felt on the outskirts?
I think it's important to know that we did have some sponsors who were really angels, but what was really important is the state of the world and the state of the human soul and how much suffering there is right now and how much injustice there is right now. And I think we both came together when Dino first approached me about the immigrant documentary, he said, we've got to do something. We've got to help people who are suffering right now. And I think that's what drove us. It wasn't about money. It was about telling stories that needed to be told, because there's just such a stereotypical view and fear of people who are different, which is the perfect political pawn. But when it comes to reality, people are suffering and people are feeling hatred when we really are all the same.
I always say this, and I've been saying this my entire career as an immigration attorney. When somebody meets an immigrant or somebody meets somebody who's different than them, and they realize that they have a lot more in common than they have different, they don't necessarily change their political view, but what they do is they say, yeah, let's deport everybody except my friend here. He's a really nice guy. We want to help him. But the more people get that feeling that there's more than one really nice guy or one really nice woman, hopefully, we can show more love and a little more empathy and a little less hatred. I give you all the props for doing this type of film.
No, I was just going to say that you're exactly right, and that was really, when I stated before that we knew it wasn't for money. It was kind of about that. It's easy living in New York City and in Queens in such diverse areas where you're constantly surrounded by diversity and immigrants and people who don't speak a language you speak, that when you're forced to live together like that, it kind of is easier to accept. And I think that a lot of people who have this sort of prejudice, quote unquote, are just not exposed to people of other cultures. And it's like you said, once you expose them to this, then they see that they're just human. They're not so different than they are themselves.
Correct. So when did the film premiere?
Martin Luther King Day of last year, January 21. So we're almost approaching the 1-year mark.
Where was it shown?
It was premiered at Ann Arbor, which was really the location, the backdrop for the film. And it was a snowy night. We didn't think anybody would show up. The theater seats 1,700 people. We sold out.
Wow.
And got a standing ovation, which, I think the relevance of the day and the stories and the power of these individuals.
What was the reaction to the film?
The reaction at the premiere was phenomenal. We got a standing ovation. And since then, we've been getting a lot of requests from schools and colleges, not only in this country, but all over the world.
So in the trailer that we saw, one person mentions not being able to handle salad dressing. What was that story all about?
So AJ is on the spectrum. I believe he's got Asperger's. He speaks about how it limits him kind of with like the most menial of tasks in his life. And one is that he had this instance where he was so stressed out about being able to put salad dressing on his salad that he couldn't sort of fathom how he was going to be able to get through his life if he couldn't actually even choose the salad dressing. And I think for me, that one's kind of the story is not to demean it or anything, but it's actually a very cool aspect of our film in that it's not solely race or gender. It's even somebody who struggles with something like Asperger's and how they feel different and how they're treated differently.
Did you get any pushback from conservative groups or anti-immigration groups about this film?
No, you know what? We were concerned about that, but we didn't, and we haven't so far. No, is the answer to your question.
Do you have an immigration story yourself?
Both of my parents are immigrants from Greece. They fled Greece during the military junta, as it was called, in the 60s. Basically, the military was overthrowing the monarchy at the time, and they were taking control, and it just wasn't a good situation. So my parents fled Greece. They actually met here, got married, had a couple of kids. So I'm a first generation born American. And I actually speak Greek, which is kind of shocking to people sometimes.
And Shaddad?
That's great. I'm Persian by background, from Iran. I was born in Iran. We are Baha'i by spiritual beliefs. Just before the Islamic Revolution, we felt the revolution coming. My parents took the family out, and since Baha'is have been persecuted and executed to this day in Iran, so we were amongst the
You got lucky to get out. This was pre-79.
Correct.
What has come of this film since it's premiered, and are there any expectations for the future? Has this film been shown other places?
We have had requests from, as I said, schools and colleges, and also some companies. It's still very young, and we are all, working full time with our day jobs. We had entered the film in several festivals. A festival in India picked it up, and we won the Best Documentary Award, which was fantastic, unexpected. We plan to show it in schools and colleges across the nation and the world soon, hopefully.
Is there anywhere online that we can either for free or pay to watch this? Is it on Netflix? Is it on Apple for $4.99 to rent for a day?
We're hoping early in 2019.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a website for this film?
It's metheotherfilm.com. We're also on Facebook under the same title, metheotherfilm.com.
Do you feel you're living your American dream? Do you still feel there's something to accomplish? Tell me about your American dreams and tell me about whether you feel you've accomplished them.
My answer is going to be based on what I said earlier about my religious upbringing. I really believe that we are headed towards a globalist kind of a community, and I believe that the world is my country. So my dream is for the world to see itself as one country. I sincerely believe that we will get there, and the process has begun. So that's my dream.
I hope within our generation or our children's generation, but we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. But yes, it's a good dream to have.
For me, am I living the American dream? My dream? I guess so. I mean, I'm happy. I have food. I have clothes on my back and a roof over my head. Unfortunately, that's not a reality for everybody in this country. So I think that to say I'm living the American dream would be sort of selfish. I'm living a dream and somebody else is not. You know what I mean? So I think the important thing is that we continue to kind of strive to help people who not can't help themselves, but need help, or need to be brought up basically to the American dream or whatever that is for them. I'm working towards it, I guess, is my answer.
Shadon, Dino, thank you very much for coming on. Your film documentary called Me the Other. It looks fabulous.
Great, thank you, Brad.
Thank you very much. How are you? Hello! I didn't know we were coming back. Because I had this thing out of my ear. Kim and I were talking. And then out of it goes. I go, why? He goes, it's over. I went, over? I go, nothing is over until we decide it is.
That's not how that works.
That doesn't how it works. It's over. I got to put this piece back in.
Yes,
It's over.
yes.
All right, so where are we at, Belgium, Kim? Nobody shared today.
Nobody shared.
Right? There was no sharing.
Absolutely nobody shared.
It was like Christmas spirit is dead with Bradshaw Live.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
There was no Christmas spirit.
No.
None.
It's really sad, though.
It was like everyone just said bah humbug.
65 shares.
Yeah, terrible.
Horrible. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, so what do we got for comments of the day? I don't do comments of the day. What are you putting it on me for? This whole thing is all screwed up. I thought the camera was going on Kim. I'm just sitting back waiting for comments of the day, and it comes right back to me.
I don't know if you caught it, but while you were answering calls, there was at one point where they went to the three of us when you asked a question, and I was literally sitting like that.
All right, let's do this again, Julian, the TriCaster guy. So this is where we go to comments of the day.
Watch it goes back to you.
It's going to come right back to me. It's coming right back to me. I see. Oh! I thought he was going to come right back to me.
He should have just for the comedy.
That's right. Yeah.
Our first comment of the day is from the wonderful Lady Leah. And Lady Leah said, I was so bored and I had a lot going on, but my heart and my mind was on the Brad Squad cruise. Squatter!
Squatter!
Nice.
Yes.
I like that.
What a way to start it. That was like top of the show.
Nice.
Then Afsal's been very excited about something. You know what he's excited about, Brad?
About his Sam full body gear?
I dream of that.
You dream about Sam full body gear?
I dream about Afsal walking in a full Groundhog Sam. It's true.
Okay.
It's true. I do. But that's not what he's excited
What
about.
is he excited about?
He's excited about our new website.
Yes.
He said, I love the new website, Bradshaw Live. So much easier.
Wow.
Nice. That's
Thanks for
awesome.
looking, Afsal.
Yeah.
Bradshaw
He's only one Brad Squatter mentions the Bradshaw Live website.
Seriously.
Right.
I mean, he is a serious...
He's a real one.
A real one. He's going to the BradshawLive.com
Nice.
website.
Nice.
That's www.bradshawlive.com.
Yeah, there's a dot in there somewhere. But
.com. It's BradshawLive.com.
www.bradshawlive.
To be quite frank with you, it's HTTP hashtag.
Wait, we're HTTPS. We're a very secure website.
HTTPS.
Or BradshawLive.com.
Right, go check it out. It's cool.
Also, you can watch the show live on the website. Fun fact. And you can comment. It'll be on YouTube, but you can comment.
Wow. You know what would be great? What? I'm gonna give Julian, the TriCaster guy, a wah 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 right now. Because I gotta give it to him. Wah wah wah. Because while we're talking about Bradshaw Live, maybe he could have scrolled something across www.bradshawlive.com.
That's true. He's not a magician.
He is a magician.
It's true. It's true.
He's a wizard.
He's got all these.
A wizard.
He's a wizard. He's a wizard. I'm serious. This guy is a wizard. I'm serious. He has like this. He has a wand
and a cap.
And a cap.
Long
and a
hair.
cape.
Yes. Now he doesn't go around on a broom. He just flies.
No, that would be a witch.
He just puts he puts his thing forward.
Does he use it? Oh, that's true. In Harry Potter, even the men use the broom, but not Julian the Tricaster guy.
No, it's modern world now.
Yeah.
All right, that's the old days. They needed
no Nimbus 2000 for him.
Yeah, they don't need a broom.
The millennials.
But millennial wizards don't need brooms anymore.
That's a good point. My old ass is still lugging around my broom.
Imagine millennial walking around with a broom. And they're like, why are you walking around? I still gotta fly with this thing. Come on, it's the 21st century, man. Right. You don't need to fly on a broom anymore.
Wait. Jonathan and I are Hocus Pocus super fans, so we would actually choose like a vacuum cleaner.
You don't need any of that anymore. You just go fly. You just take your thing and go.
You guys are on a roll.
Anyways, by the way, we're the only ones who think we're funny.
Right. No one else is laughing. Yes. It's fine. Jessica Leamy Joelle. I can never call her.
Jessica Kalimi.
Jessica Leamy.
Just call me for
those who don't know.
Also known as just call me.
Jessica Leamy said, I look forward to my daily dose of Brad Squad Live.
Oh,
Brad Squad Live?
Brad Squad Live.
Brad Squad Live.
Brad Squad Live.
Brad Squad Live.
She likes the squad better than the show.
I think that the squad and the show have become one.
Yes.
It's true. Because the squad doesn't
It's a very symbiotic relationship.
Oh my God, yes.
Bringing back 10th grade biology.
Right.
Symbiosis happening.
Yes.
And then we've got two from Asset Lindo, because she was just too good today. Asset said, I need to find a way to dislodge and block my phone from when the show is
Actually,
on.
I saw that one. I
I hate leaving the program to answer calls.
Yes. Oh, God. Come on. Just block. Don't answer.
Also, it's called Do Not Disturb.
Do Not Disturb, exactly.
It definitely is a thing on your phone.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
And then finally,
I use that a lot.
We've just cracked the code for you.
You've been very funny today, by the way. Yes, your comedy has been stellar today.
Again, you locked me in a cage for 5 days.
That's right. Stellar comedy.
Come out.
Yes.
And then finally, she said, I'm going to share this. I went for a consultation with Brad before.
Who?
Asset Lindo.
Okay. I don't know who she is, though. Have I met her? I don't remember meeting her.
I'll tell you what her real name is.
Okay, see, I don't know her real name.
I actually know her real name. So, but I'm not going to put her on blast. So, Asset Lindo said, I'm going to share this. I had a consultation with Brad before. He is the best. He didn't even know me yet. He gave me the best advice and treated me and hubby like old friends.
And I didn't even know it was Asset Lindo.
You had no idea.
I had no idea. That's why I said I don't know who I met who was Asset Lindo.
I'll tell you who it is.
Okay, you'll tell me who.
I will indeed. I will indeed. And that's true. I have seen you. Every single client is like a friend to you. They are part of the family.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was Asset Lindo.
No, you didn't. That's because everyone's family.
That's right.
Yeah.
Brad is the man.
The man with the plan.
Ooh. The man.
The man.
The man. The genius.
The man.
The genius.
The genius.
I love that name.
The genius.
Are you gonna go by Brad the Genius Bernstein?
No. that would be quite a little over the top.
Brad over the top?
A little over the top.
Over the top?
Yes.
That is the first thing.
Yes.
Do you remember the Halloween episode?
Oh.
Do you remember the Halloween episode?
The Halloween episode.
Right.
That wasn't really
over
us.
The top.
That was about as over the top.
That wasn't really us.
That was my favorite show of all time.
I know.
It really was. It was so over the top.
It has an insane amount of views on YouTube.
Does it?
It has a truly
How many views does it
not
have on
normal.
YouTube?
Hold on, I'm actually looking this up. I'm not even kidding.
How many views does it have?
It was probably us that watched it the most.
It has 12,000 views on YouTube.
Are you kidding me?
Are you
not kidding.
serious?
Our Halloween show has 12,000 views.
How?
What?
No clue.
That's ridiculous.
Because people.
That's ridiculous.
Because also the thumbnail is like some rando dinosaur with like a random prince and some chick in a red hat.
That is crazy.
Yeah, 12,000.
All right, so what can I tell you? Everybody have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.